Imagine waking up and not having to go and check the mirror to see if a new breakout has turned up, and instead you have clear, healthy looking skin. I'm Storm, and if we haven't met, I have over 12 years experience in the beauty industry, and I have looked after probably about 1,000 clients, and I want to walk you through the top mistakes that I have seen and I still see today with clients who are experiencing excess oil, breakouts, are more acne prone, the mistakes they're making in their skincare routine, so you can review your routine and not make the same mistakes. So if you have excess shine to the point where you feel like you need to blot your face by 10 a.m., or you're heading to the mirror 50 times a day to see if you have a new spot show up, or you're cancelling plans, then you'll definitely want to stay to the end of the video. So the first mistake that I see is people using harsh gel cleansers or foaming cleansers that give you that squeaky clean feeling. Now, I personally love a gel cleanser, but there are a lot on the market that give you that squeaky clean feeling, and that's not good. So if you feel like whenever you wash your face that it feels tight, dry, it feels like all the oil is gone, and it feels squeaky clean, that's not a good thing. So what happens when you're doing that is you're actually stripping back your natural oils on your skin. So we have a thing called our skin barrier. And what happens is if you're stripping back all of the oil and you're disrupting that skin barrier, which we all have. When that happens, what happens is our skin goes into overdrive where it feels like it needs to compensate, and it creates more oil, and it creates a lot more oil. So next time you cleanse, I want you to take note of how your skin feels after cleansing. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of gel cleansers on the market that don't do this, but we just want to make sure that you are using the right gel cleanser that isn't stripping back your natural oils. Now, the next mistake is over exfoliating. You don't need to exfoliate any more than 2 times a week, I normally recommend. The reason being, again, it can disrupt your skin barrier, and then your skin again goes into overdrive. Now, another thing that happens when you disrupt your skin's natural oils on the skin and disrupt the skin barrier is, think of it as your skin's immune system. What happens when your immune system isn't doing really well? You're more prone to getting sick. It's the same with your skin. It allows bacteria, pollutants, all the other things to affect your skin, and that's where we might find as well that we're getting redness, sensitivity, we might feel like we have uneven skin texture, we might have excess oil, and bacteria loves oil, so again, we're then formulating extra breakouts. So over exfoliating, when you are using an exfoliant, I always recommend to use a chemical exfoliant that works like a Pac-Man effect on the skin. So if you're using things like salicylic acid for really oily skin types is best. Otherwise, you can look at using something more gentle like mandelic acid, and that will work really quite well on a breakout prone skin as well. So if you're really, really oily, salicylic acid. If you're not so much that oily, but you're getting breakouts, mandelic acid can be really good for that. Now, don't get me wrong, even though it feels gentle, you want to make sure that you're still only exfoliating about 2 a week, unless it's been recommended by a skin therapist or dermatologist to do it more regularly because they've actually assessed your skin. That's personalized to you, and that's going to be different to, what you're taking off the internet. So just keep that in mind. Next is using spot treatments or pimple patches daily. So a spot treatment has its place. I like to, maybe keep it in the handbag for when you have the odd breakout, but you shouldn't be using it to actually support and treat any breakouts that you're having. If you're getting breakouts and you feel like you need to use pimple patches daily or spot treatments to keep on top of it, we need to look at your full skincare routine instead, because something's going on where your skin's not in balance, and we need to bring it back into balance with your daily core products instead of relying on a spot treatment. So save the spot treatment for when you have, the odd event and things like that where you just want to work on the spot that's shown up, but it shouldn't be your daily go-to. Next, we have not using a moisturizer, which I know a lot of you will be like, but my skin's so oily. So moisturizer, we always want to make sure we use one, because even if you feel like your skin is too oily for it, you are not using the right moisturizer for your skin. When you use a moisturizer, it's there to protect, it's there to prevent transepidermal water loss in the skin, and we want to make sure that we are using a moisturizer that is suitable for oily skin. So I want you to take that in mind. If you have been avoiding the moisturizer, you want to find one that's suitable for your skin. Next, we have using charcoal or clay masks as your strategy to balance your skin. I would honestly say that some masks actually do more harm than good. It depends on the formulation. I had a client the other week and she has excess shine. She feels like she's reaching for her mineral makeup to blot her skin literally by 9-10 a.m. She feels like so oily throughout the day. And her Sunday ritual was always to do a charcoal mask because it felt like it was drying and absorbing all the oil. The problem being is her daily routine wasn't balancing her skin. So she was stuck in like a hamster wheel, stuck in this cycle where her skin barrier wasn't functioning properly. She had excess oil. She wasn't actually experiencing any breakouts, which is great, but excess oil and sensitivity. So she felt like her skin was really sensitive and reacted to a lot of products because her skin barrier was actually impaired. So I told her to chuck out the mask and instead working on your daily routine. Once you have your skin in balance and you're doing a daily routine that works for you and you have healthy looking skin, then you can do masks as a self-care ritual as a part of your skincare routine. If you like, you don't have to, but if you really love doing a mask on a Sunday, then you can. But just making sure that we do have your daily skincare routine down pat, doing what it's meant to do, bringing your skin back into balance, keeping it nice and healthy and functioning, then you can add a mask in. And then finally, which a lot of you guys do, and it's not your fault because it's really confusing on social media, what friends recommend, what TikTok recommends, is too many products that don't actually work together. So I know that you have a bathroom drawer full of half-open products that you know that you swear you will use one day and you're not going to, chuck it out until you've actually finished it up. But there are a lot of products that actually don't work together, and especially when it comes to active ingredients. So knowing what actually works together, sometimes you might need to use a certain product in the morning and a certain product in the evening. And again, you do not need a 10-step skincare routine. You'll actually find it's quite amazing. The more simple you are with the right skincare strategy and the right steps for your skin type and your skin concerns, you can have clear, healthy looking skin. So I want you to take a look at everything that you're doing to help balance your oil, to help manage your breakouts, and let me know if you think you are making any of these mistakes. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for new weekly videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.